Hello and welcome to another tutorial of mastering Arduino from beginner to core advanced. In this tutorial we are here at module 6. In module 6 we are discussing about what are sensors and how sensors are useful in Arduino and other environments. Okay, first of all let's just get to the content. The content is as follows: introduction to sensor, what is a sensor, then after we will be knowing about the type of the sensors that we use, about the potentiometer. Well, potentiometer is not a sensor, but it is the most common thing to get to understand this what is about a sensor. Then we will be talking about the piezoelectric sensor, then we are talking about the temperature sensor, and at the end we will be talking about the PIR or passive infrared radar sensor. We will be talking about passive infrared sensor. Okay, let's just get started. Introduction to sensor. A sensor is a device whose function is to detect the changes in the environment and give a specific output to the user or the device. Well, you can say that if the temperature is 37 degree and a heat sensor is placed in the room, and if the temperature changes to 37 to 39 degree, it will show that there is a rise in temperature and that is about 2 degree. Well, it is easy to talk, but how does the microcontroller or any other computer system get the knowledge of the temperature change? Well, this is the method of interfacing the sensor with the system by the help of programming and with the help of GPIO pins that are placed on the microcontroller boards. Okay, well, and sensors, about the sensors are, I will say that sensors are used in various technologies such as in robotics, as in automated cars. It can be used in industries. Well, they are the mostly used in industries. For example, the camera which we are using here is also a type of sensor because it is changing, because it is recording something, the changing environment, and it is giving a feedback. Okay, but there are different type of sensors. We can talk about the piezoelectric sensors, a temperature sensor, humidity sensor, or we can say about PIR sensor. But we are going to deal with the most basic to the most advanced type of sensor that we are discussing. Sensors can be generally classified only on about two types. They are analog sensors or digital sensors. Analog sensors are the sensors which are similar to a potentiometer, or you can say that they give a measured value, while the digital sensors are the sensors that can give only two type of value, that is 1 or 0. It can give us only the state is high or state is low, while an analog sensor can give us the value quite different, such as 335, 336 or 590, etc. In this chapter we will be going to we are going to learn that in Arduino there is only a possible analog to digital converter that has a range of 0 to 2 raised to 10 minus 1, or you can say that 0 to 1023. So the range of the sensor is set as follows, so that it can get read about it. Well, about the another type of another classification of the sensor is called as active classification or passive classification. A sensor can be active sensor or a sensor can be passive sensor. Active sensors are the sensors that does not require external power supply to operate them. Example, you can say a solar cell. A solar cell can be used as a very fine sensor for detecting the presence of light in a room. It is also used for transmission of audio signals from one place to another. I will be telling you afterwards about that. And a passive sensor is a sensor that need external power to operate, such as a temperature sensor. A temperature sensor is a device which needs a power as an input. Well, here you can see that this is a temperature sensor that gives the value in the form of measurement. You can measure the temperature outside it by using a library which is specially dedicated to this temperature sensor, and the main function of the library is to calculate all the environment variables and give it an suitable and take the main function of the library to take the analog value, give it as an input for the function, multiply or do the mathematical calculation out of it, and give the value output as the exact value for the temperature outside. Well, these are the analog sensors, while the digital sensor can be very simple, which can be seen in the case as the PIR or passive infrared sensor. Passive infrared sensor are using for reading the presence of a human in the range, but they do not detect the value of the presence, such as they cannot give an output as the measurement, so they give the value in the form of ones or zeros, or you can say that low signal if no human is present and signal high if the human is present there. Okay. Well, on Wikipedia there is a very beautiful definition of sensor is given, where you can read that a sensor is a device whose function is to detect the change in the environment and give it as an output to the microcontroller or the system in which it is connected. It can give a value of 0 to 1, or it can give analog value. Well, the sensor of different type we know today here are some the sensors that we know today are that detect light, they can detect temperature, they can detect humidity, they can even detect the pressure. Moreover, there are it is saying that there is always a sensor for everything. It means that you can use a sensor or a group of sensor to make something, a new type of sensor or new type of device into it. Sensors has a basic application in many fields such as machinery, aeroplane, aerospace, car, medicine, robotics, and all other day-to-day lives. Even our mobile phone contains 2 to 3 sensors such as gyroscope, accelerometer, and there is a small sensor at the camera that detects the presence of human ear for giving a better performance of the audio quality. Basically, sensor can be anything, and you can read here. You can see here. This is an infrared sensor. When an object come in. This is an infrared sensor. When an object come in front of it, it gives a value of high. While when object there is no, while when there is no object in front of it, it gives a value of low. You can say that this is also sensor, but this is an example of digital sensor. It cannot give the distance of the measurement that has been taken here. In the main sensor, we will be talking about both analog and digital sensor, how to use them, and the most important thing is that how to use them in logic, how to get a specific type of logical requirement that we need here, how to get to perform a specific logical operation with the help of sensors, such as running a motor, brightening an LED. All this we are going to talk about them in further videos. Right now this was the introduction of sensor. Thank you. If you have any Right now this was the introduction of the sensor. If you have any question, please ask me, or else thanks for watching.